Welcome to the Geologic channel. I recently recorded this audio for GEI members and any others with an interest in knowing how much energy is consumed in mining bitcoins. The costs involved may surprise you. Bitcoin mining is not free. In fact, it's very expensive now when you add the cost of buying a high-tech mining device onto the energy cost. You can no longer make a profit mining bitcoins from the PC in your bedroom. Mining for profit has become something for pools and big business only. I ran some simple calculations about the energy being expended on mining bitcoins, and the answer I found was pretty shocking. Energy costs and access to technology are the main factors now driving where and how Bitcoin mining is going to be done. There must be hundreds of thousands, or maybe even millions of mining rigs spread all over the world, busily solving mathematical algorithms in a competitive effort to earn bitcoins. The machines involved in the task are getting more and more complex, and at a truly astonishing rate. Today, most of those actually making money from mining coins are using ASIC chips. What's an ASIC chip? Okay, that's the abbreviation for Application-Specific Integrated Circuits. These devices are purpose-built for Bitcoin mining. They save plenty of energy compared with the earlier chips. A sort of technology space race is now underway. The machines are getting faster at warp speed. In less than 12 months, the total computational power devoted to Bitcoin mining has increased by over 20 times. Only the fast can survive in this hyper-competitive game, and last year's speed is not good enough. Why? Because the coin yield on last year's model is likely to be so low that it will not even cover the energy cost. That is, if the owner of the device gets any coins at all. Let's consider how the Bitcoin miner gets his coins. It is only the first computer to solve the algorithms at the beginning of each new blockchain that wins the prize. Successful solution of the algorithm now yields a winning miner a prize of 25 coins. That number fell by half in 2012, and it will fall by half again in 2016 and every 4 years thereafter. The reward in coins is getting smaller. Fortunately for miners, Bitcoin prices have risen much faster than the coin price fell. Bitcoin prices were up by nearly 60 times during calendar 2013. This huge jump has attracted more industrial miners into chasing new coins. As I said, there's a new blockchain awarded every 10 minutes. At 25 coins every 10 minutes, that means 150 coins are going to be distributed to a successful miners every hour. That's 3,600 coins each day. At $600 a coin, the new coins mined are worth just over $2 million a day. Compare that with the end of 2012, just over a year ago, when the Bitcoin was priced at $13.48. Back then, an entire day's haul of Bitcoins would have been worth less than $50,000. Now, it is worth about 50 times higher. No wonder there's a Bitcoin mining technology race, and many millions of dollars of new and faster machines are on order, and the technologies are advancing very rapidly. The way the Bitcoin system works is the more computing power that is applied to mining, the more difficult the algorithm gets. So, machines that were earning coins a year ago are probably too slow to earn money this year. In late 2012, people were buying machines with calculation speeds of 500 megahashes a second. What's a hash? That's a single calculation used in an effort to solve the Bitcoin puzzle. There are now many trillions of hashes being expended every second to try and solve these complex algorithms. So back in 2012, people were happily mining coins with the GPUs or general processing units in their own PCs. That's a slow and energy-intensive way to mine coins. A few folks were switching to the purpose-built ASIC machines that could mine at 300 or 500 megahashes per second, much faster. But that world didn't last long, especially after the Bitcoin price began to explode in early 2013. A few months later, the Jalapeno machines came onto the market, and they were rated at 5 gigahashes. That's 10 to 15 times faster than the earlier machines. Just 1 year ago, Jalapenos were considered state-of-the-art for home use. Now, in 2012, the home users are getting out of the game. They cannot compete with the industrial-type miners who have machines 100 times or 200 times as fast as the Jalapenos of 1 year ago. Recently, a new machine of 3TH, that's 3 trillion hashes per second, was announced. That's 600 times the speed of the Jalapenos of 1 year ago. These machines are expensive to buy, and they are also not free to run. All these complex calculations burn up plenty of electricity. Let's run through some numbers. The total computing power applied to Bitcoins now is over 12,000 trillion hashes per second and rising fast. If all this work was done by Jalapenos alone, we can calculate a notional overall energy consumption. Jalapenos use 40 watts per hour, so the daily consumption per machine would be approximately 1 kilowatt hour per machine per day. 12,000 TH of work would require over 2.2 million machines, and they would burn something like 800 million kilowatt hours annually for the whole fleet of machines. At an electricity price of 12 cents per kilowatt hour, these machines would be spending about $300,000 per day. That's $100 million per year spent just on the electricity to run over 2 million Jalapeno mining machines. Now, these machines are not standalone. They are typically hooked up to a PC, which also burns power. One Jalapeno hooked up to one PC has poor energy efficiency. So, very typically, one PC might run 5 Jalapenos, or even more than that. A configuration of 5 mining devices plus the host PC brings roughly twice the energy consumption as the Jalapenos alone. So if we assume this represents the average overall configuration of the present network which is mining Bitcoins, we can do some simple back-of-the-envelope calculations. When you do that, you will find the annual cost of electricity comes to perhaps $200 million a year. And that assumes that they are using electricity priced at 12 cents per kilowatt hour. In many places, electricity costs are higher than that. And on top of this electricity cost for the machines, you might have to add another 10 or 20% to cool down the rooms in which the machines are housed. If you are looking at cost calculations in the entire Bitcoin system, then you would also have to add on the energy to run the servers and other energy lost in the global mining network. For simplicity, I will assume that all the electricity in the mining and the network I have described would come to $250 million a year. That's a big number. That's a huge amount of energy, but it's less than the $1 billion that some alarmists have spoken about. Personally, I would like to know the basis of their very different calculations. Perhaps they were assuming that the bitcoins were being mined with less efficient, old-fashioned GPU miners. I mean, with the PCs themselves. That is no longer an economic system. It has been superseded. So GPU miners have disappeared, and the jalapenos are disappearing now. We are rapidly moving into the age of industrial Bitcoin miners. There's been a story in the press recently about one of the largest Bitcoin miners. They are based in Hong Kong, where they get access to reasonable electricity prices. Retail customers pay at least 100 Hong Kong cents per kilowatt hour. That's about 12 US cents. Some homes pay more than that. But industrial users of electricity here in Hong Kong can negotiate lower prices. I would guess perhaps 20 to 30% below retail rates, and maybe even lower than that. A discount like that is one of the big reasons that the largest, well, perhaps the largest miner of bitcoins is now a resident in Hong Kong. A more important reason for a Hong Kong location might be the access through nearby Shenzhen, China, to new technology. The border is only a few minutes away, and there they can obtain the very latest ASIC computer chips, purpose-built for Bitcoin mining. A Forbes article talks about this and says that the chips are upgraded regularly, and the machines are cooled by a liquid bath specifically designed by the 3M company. By upgrading their technology as soon as new chips come out, they can stay at the head of the pack. Another large industrial-sized miner mentioned in the Forbes article is based in Iceland. Iceland has cheap electricity at less than 10 cents per kilowatt hour. Iceland also has the advantage of cold temperatures. You may shiver there in the winter, but the freezing temperatures come in handy when you want to reduce cooling costs. Given the acceleration in speeds and the great competition amongst the miners, I think we can predict that very soon industrial miners are going to be the only ones generating sizable profits mining bitcoins. Even so, to stay profitable, the big companies are going to have to stay abreast of new technology while seeking out the lowest electricity prices. Are Hong Kong, with its free market and access to the latest chips, and Iceland, with its low electricity costs and low temperatures, going to become the two powerhouses in Bitcoin mining? Maybe. It seems possible. But only time will tell. The crypto coin business is full of surprises, and there are likely to be many more.